Welcome to another edition of The World Today on Channels Television. I am Amarachi Ubani. Well, the plane went missing hours ago, but fortunately it's been found. The reports of the wreckage of the Air Algerie plane shortly after taking off in Burkina Faso, which was said to have gone missing, has been found in Tlemcen in Mali. Air traffic controllers lost contact with the Swift Air-owned MD-83 about 50 minutes after takeoff. That was around 1:17 local time. But the news was not made public until hours later. The plane had been carrying 116 people on board, among whom were 1 Nigerian, 50 French passengers, 6 Algerians, 1 Malian, 1 Belgian, 2 from Luxembourg, 5 Canadians, 1 from Cameroon, 4 Germans, 8 Lebanese, 1 Romanian, 24 from Burkina Faso, and 6 unidentified passengers. The crew members, 2 pilots and 4 stewards, were all Spanish. Our French President François Hollande says he will be meeting with the French Prime Minister, Defense Minister, and Interior and Transport Ministers much later today. Oh, it's been a week since the MH17 was shot down from the sky, killing all 298 people on board. Well, remains of the plane crash, those bodies which were discovered have been taken to the Netherlands. 2 more planes arrived in the country today, transporting 51 bags containing bodies or body parts from Ukraine. The Netherlands received 40 bodies yesterday and has now begun the long process of identifying the remains. The post-crash operation has become a multinational effort, with the Dutch leading the investigation, while UK experts are examining data from the 2 flight recorders, and Australia is offering police help to secure the crash site. Over in Brussels, EU diplomats will be meeting much later to discuss new sanctions against Russia. And that's because pro-Russian separatists are thought to be responsible for shooting down that plane. Sanctions could include a ban on buying debt or stock issued by Russia's largest banks, in addition to other sanctions against Russia by the EU. Now, as airstrikes continue in the Gaza Strip, so do the body counts. At least 15 people were killed, more than 200 when a UN school used as a shelter in the Strip was shelled by Israeli air fire. Hundreds of Palestinians were in the school in Beit Hanun, fleeing heavy fighting in the area. It's the 4th time that a UN facility has been hit in Israel's offensive against Hamas militants. In the past 16 days of fighting, more than 725 Palestinians and 30 Israelis have been killed.
A new day breaks in the city of Gaza and the airstrikes continue. An Israeli airstrike on a motorbike killed 3 Palestinians today as fighting pushed the Palestinian death toll over 700. Dozens attended the funeral procession of the children killed this morning by the airstrike. The 2 cousins, aged 1 and 3, were killed in the Israeli airstrike on a mosque near their house. Israel has also had its fair share of casualties, as quite a number of them have been killed, including an American who was fighting for Israel in Gaza. Max Steinberg was one of the 32 Israeli soldiers killed during the military assault on the Gaza Strip. His sister pays tribute to him.
As I talk to you right now, my heart feels heavy because I can't explain to you how deeply I already miss you. But I know you are still in each and every one of our hearts. And I know you will continue to always protect me.
Later, the U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry joined the family. He told them he was in awe of their son and said America was proud of him. Israel says it needs more time to eradicate rocket stocks and cross-border tunnels in the Gaza Strip, and Hamas Islamists demand the blockade of the enclave be lifted. For now, diplomatic efforts continue in trying to achieve a ceasefire. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas meets with recently appointed British Foreign Minister Philip Hammond to discuss the crisis in Gaza.
And to be able to convey to him the condolences of the British government and of the British people for the terrible loss of life that has been suffered in Gaza. The urgent need now is for a ceasefire to end the bloodshed, and we will work closely with President Abbas, with the Egyptians, with Secretary Kerry, to ensure that a ceasefire can be achieved.
While that was happening, John Kerry paid a one-day unannounced visit to the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon in a signal the US wants to intensify efforts to end the bloodshed. The death toll in Gaza reached 723 today as Israeli tank fire and pre-dawn assaults killed 31 people in the Hamas-dominated coastal enclave, including an 18-month-old baby and 6 members of the same family. Israel has lost at least 32 soldiers in clashes inside of Gaza, and with Hamas raiders who slipped across the fortified frontier in tunnels,